What's up, Xavier? Appreciate you checking in. Grant Lopez, appreciate you checking in. Dre Day, Lil Hoop, Netaboo. See you. If I remember that, it's the Tidewater area, I think, Netaboo, right? The real Coach Red, appreciate you checking in. A lot of people checking in for the Mr. Quincy Miller tonight. It's going to be an awesome show. We got Quincy in the building. Fasayo, I see you, my brother. Baller, no Siri. Baller, no Siri. I see you all checking in. Where you checking in from? Let's get some drops. Okay, I thought that was Tidewater, Netaboo. Let's drop them in the comments. Where you hitting from? Let me see where everybody's coming in from. We got a great show. Many of you know Q Miller, the killer, as they call him. Too easy breezy. Quincy Miller is in the building. If you don't know him, he is I know where you at. Yes, I do. Norfolk, Netaboo. I knew it was 757. I remember somewhere over there. Tidewater. Yes, we got Quincy Miller in the building tonight. Quincy Miller in the building tonight. Very special young man. More, as they call him, the truth. Yeah. 6'11", play on the wing. They pair him to Garnett. He's in the building. So we're going to have a great conversation, as we always do here at Courtside Conversations. I'm really excited about this one. As many of you know, he's more than just another guest for me. He's like my son. I raised him from early age and watched him grow and live his dream, and he's a very special young man to me. So I'm super excited to have him tonight. Many of you may already know who he is. Yeah, there you go. That's right. You, Miller. Jay Will, Jaron, checking in. I appreciate you checking in. We're going to have a great show tonight. It's going to be, I raised you too, Jaron. I see you. That's right. From you dragging that one arm up and down the court. You're absolutely right. C. Purnell, 1414. We're bringing Q in about 1 minute. About 1 minute, we'll be bringing him in as we let more people check in. I see you. Appreciate you. See Oldham checking in, 35. Antoine K checking in again. I appreciate you for being here every live for us. Yes, Jaron, we appreciate you, and I appreciate you. You know, I see it. We appreciate you, and I know you do. So I appreciate you. Tawana checking in. I see you all checking in. We got 1 minute. We're bringing in Quincy Miller. We're gonna have a great conversation. Stick around. You know how we do at the end of every show. Special treat for our guests. We're going to let him come in and talk about his life, much of which I already know. Again, he's more than just another guest and just another basketball player, just another YouTube sensation, just another NBA player, much more than that to me. So I'm super excited to have him in the building tonight. So without further ado, let's bring in the man, Q Miller time himself. Miller, let's bring him in. Q Miller.
Call me off guard. What's up,
Quincy Miller is in the building. What's up, my guy? How are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing well. And it's good to see you, you know, as it always is, and looking like a grown man. And
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Getting old on me, you know.
I know, man. Shit go by. I mean, it go by fast, don't it? My fault. I know you told me not to cut you off.
We just started that. We just started. You know, yeah, it goes by. It's gonna be a long show, man. It goes by fast, man. You know, it was just the other day. You know, seemed like I was just taking you to see Will Purdue and the Bulls and all of them. I remember it like it was yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. I remember you took me to 5-star, dog.
Oh yeah, 5-star. Yeah, those were some good days, and we're gonna talk about it because I want them to get to know beside just the ball player, I want them to know who Quincy Miller is. So before
Yeah.
we dig into it, I want you to tell them, how about you introduce yourself?
I'm Quincy Miller. I went to I went to North Carolina from North Chicago. Probably moved there at the age of when did I come?
I think you
14?
were 14. Yeah, 14.
14, like right about to be 15. Came from North Chicago Community High School. Um, yeah, I mean I played at Baylor for a year. I played at QEA, which is my favorite high school. Um, yeah, I mean I've been around. You gotta ask me some questions. I
Yeah,
can't
we're gonna
really
get
like
into it.
freestyle it.
And
Like
look,
yeah.
I deal with you young folks for a living. Y'all don't communicate. We're gonna talk about it
Yeah, I
though.
don't know. I don't know what to say. Like,
It's all good. So you mentioned you from North Chicago.
yeah,
So tell them a little bit about your family life and growing up in North Chicago.
North Chicago is different. I mean, you've been in North Chicago. I lived in the projects, Marion Jones projects, until I was like 10, and then moved like kind of like maybe like 10 minutes away. It's a lot of good people there. That's where I grew up at, and I got a lot of love for my city. But it's a little rough there. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of my friends pass away. Even when I came to Fairmont, a few of my friends on our AAU team, the Robinson Rockets,
Yeah.
died. Skyler, one of my great friends, he was one of my best friends. DJ, he used to come spend the night at our house all the time. He passed away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So where I came from is rough. You know what I'm saying? But I made it through for sure.
That's right. That's right. Now, everyone knows you ended up in North Carolina, but why don't you? It's good for me to talk to you tonight because I don't have to tell the story. I get
Yeah.
asked all the time, but why don't you tell them what made you want to leave North Chicago and how you end up in North Carolina?
Uh, like maybe like around that age, my sister passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I think like right around those years, like I got kind of unfocused. You know what I'm saying? Not even because I was focused on basketball, but I just stopped doing my schoolwork as much. Kind of started becoming a little bit more hard headed. Just because of my head, I'm just like going through so much. I lost one of my favorite people ever, so it was like it was like hard for me. And my mom seen what I was on, so she seen that I was doing bullshit. I got suspended a couple times, and she was like, "Nah, bro, we not having another one of them." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So my mom was like, "Nah, you gotta go, bro. Like I can't have you." Like my mom is a super respectful woman. You know what I'm saying? So she don't allow no BS.
Right.
So she was like, "Nah, bro. Like you can't act like that with me." And she knew that you being in the Navy and how crazy you is. That she like, "Oh, you got to get bro straight." So she sent me straight to you. She had a conversation with you, I think, a couple times. And
Yeah.
then she was like, "Yeah, like I need somebody to like really discipline him because I don't like the way that he's going."
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I still remember that call from Nene, and getting you on the phone because it was, to me, it was never about basketball. It was
Yeah.
about, helping you get out of a situation, like you said, that we know North Chicago rough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted a better life, it wasn't basketball. It was me trying to save my nephew's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I'll never forget. Yo, when I first got off the plane from like North Chicago, mind you, I've never been on a plane before, like no type of travel, none of that. We
right,
always rode buses, you know what I'm saying? But when I got off the plane, I had like my pants maybe a little bit sagging. I had like I had a little Spider-Man hoodie on, the joint you can see zip all the way up with the eyes. I
yeah,
had my do-rag on, with the joint cuffed in there.
right.
And I had some white ones on, and I was like walking like slow and stuff and like slouch. I got on the plane. You like, man, if you don't take that mother do-rag off, I'm looking at you like, bro, who is you talking to, bro? Like, what?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I'm confused. Like, mine, like, nah. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And then he's like, and I'm like, bro, what you mean? Like, take the do-rag off, man. Unzip that hoodie, pull your pants up. First thing you said to me before you said what's up. Then after that, you gave me a hug. Like, what's up, man? Welcome to North Carolina. I'm like, I'm sitting there in the car ride like, oh, hell no. Man, that nigga crazy, bro. I couldn't believe it, yo. I was like, oh, man.
Oh man, that's funny. Because I don't remember that, but I know that's up my alley right there. Right?
I was
That's
like,
it.
oh damn, it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun. I used to call my mama like, hey mom, like I gotta get out of here. Like, I mean, because we was living in that, we was living. It ain't a trailer, but it's a portable home. It was
Right.
nice. We had a nice,
Right.
nice crib, but it's still a portable home. And I'm
Right.
coming from, what I'm saying. We got blocks.
Right.
We got alleyways, no blocks. The
Right.
store 20 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm like, yo, bro, it's tumbleweeds, stray dogs. Like it was normal. I mean,
Right.
I'm like, nah, bro. I used to call my mom like, Mom, come on, man. Like, I gotta come home. She like, nah, get your act together.
Right, right. No, that's good stuff. And we're gonna talk about your high school journey. Because your
Mhm.
first stop was from my high school when you got to me.
Yeah,
And what's funny is from my high school was only what 2 miles from the house,
yeah,
right?
2 miles from the crib.
And I don't know if you remember that, but you remember one day I went up to the school,
You
right?
snuck in there, and I ain't know you. Hell yeah, I remember that day. And I tightened up quick, didn't I?
Yo, yo, so I'm looking in the door. I'm looking at the door.
Yeah.
You being the class clown you are, right? I ain't say a word. I just looked at you and let you keep on doing, right? What happened?
Hey, as soon as I see you at that door, boy, I tightened up like, oh hell. Man, I got me, dog.
Oh, that's funny, man, because
That's funny, yeah.
you straighten up right then. And I knew where you were coming from, and I know you. I know you like to have a good time. You keep everybody laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew also what it was going to take for you to make those dreams you want to have. You know what I mean? And, I remember, you playing at Fairmont and you weren't doing right in your grades. And, that's a no-no my way. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I know. I remember us going to the school. A C. What the? I couldn't get no less than this B, y'all. If I got a
No.
C, it's over. And then
No.
when I first came, I wasn't getting like A's and B's. It took a little
Right.
second, but as soon as I got it, and I just
Yeah.
took off from school.
Yeah, no, you were doing what you were used to and you could get away with, but I knew you were a smart kid. I knew you were just doing, just being silly. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember distinctly telling you, this basketball don't mean nothing. I'll pull that from you. Right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that's why I started really tightening up because I remember when you said, I was like, bro, grades, man, you know what I'm saying? But you made me realize it's a bigger picture within the grades. It's about discipline, you know what I'm saying? Actually doing your work is setting it. Oh, my fault. Sorry.
No, you
Yeah,
good.
but it's a different complex, like set an example. You know what I'm saying? Like it just make your mind click in a different way.
Yeah, yeah. No, and it was during that time that, you went from uh Fairmont to actually I took you to a 5-star camp.
5 star.
Uh,
That's what really put me on the map for real, for real.
and that's what I wanted people to understand. Like you really jumped off when you went to 5-star,
But you
and
know what's
and we had
crazy? Sorry for interrupting y'all, but you know what's
no
crazy?
go
You
ahead.
paid. I remember like that week you went so hard because you remember what we used to do, and you spent $600, and then when we get to the camp, we find out the other kids going for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You really helped me, and I always appreciate you for that because
You
that
know,
really took me to another level for real.
yeah, no, again, I was green to it. I didn't know the best players, got in free to camps and things like that, and
Yeah.
and you were unknown, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But guys like Twan and Tony Squire said no, you need to go to this camp, and you went there and met Pitts
Yeah,
and
pits.
then ended up at Quality Education. What was it like at QEA?
Man, what's crazy is we got big things in the works for QEA, but those is my guys. Like to this day, we in a group text, everybody from QEA. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um, it's like a brotherhood for real. You know that like when I first went there, we was the first. Me and Stars were the first dudes at that school. You know what I'm saying? And we won a national championship our first year. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? When the schools had already been established and had all these players, we came straight in and took what we wanted. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? But at QEA, Coach Pitts was like, I mean, like y'all just like set the bar for me. You know, me and Coach Fish used to go to the gym every day before school from 6 to 7. You know what I'm saying? Before just to get our work in.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Fish really made me a dog. You remember how you start? Like I started dunking everything, but
Mm-hmm.
Coach Fish just like made me really just like yo, if you fingertip it, you coming out the game. Like that's what Coach Fish is on.
That's
So
right.
he really brought everybody to a different level. And not only that, he really cared for us as people before the hoop shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I really got a lot of respect for Coach Fish.
No, yeah, he did a
And QBA
phenomenal job.
period though.
Yeah, they do a phenomenal job. Pitts has helped so many kids, and you know, me and him became really good friends because we both had the same goals in mind. You know, but backing up a little bit, I remember when you were in ninth grade, and I took you to the very first showcase we'd ever been to, and those people that out there that ever been to any of my events know I tell this same story all the time because it's important. We went to the first showcase, and it was in Greensboro, and you were absolutely killing that time. You remember?
Flying. Didn't nobody's know me, but I was baking, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
we was all the big name kids were there, and you was just killing them, right?
mm-hmm.
But the All-Star team came out, and you didn't make it. You know, and I remember just how hurt you were from not making it. And again, that's where we learned about the politics in the game and so forth. And then you know, I remember telling you now every time you step on the floor, you got to leave no doubt in anybody's mind that you're the best player on the floor. You know what I mean? Because we already know politics is in the game. You know what I mean? And so, but I also remember when we were in Brooklyn and you brought it back up. We were sitting in the limo and you brought it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you, you know, how many kids you think that made that All-Star game made it to the NBA?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really about what the end goal is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely about what the end goal is, but in my head at the time, I'm like, ain't no way, boy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what y'all want me to do, bro? Like, damn.
Right.
Go ahead. Immature me, like, damn, bro. I
No,
was
you
hurt, though. That was like one of the moments I was like, all right, bet. Every time I go to camp or something, I got to be in an All-Star game. That would be my goal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to
yep.
prove to myself.
Yeah, no, and you know, you had the opportunity to play with some really good organizations, and I want to talk about how each one, you know, when I'm talking about summer organizations, and how each one, what was your experience with each one? So first was our, my organization, the Robinson Rockets. That was the first summer program.
Oh yeah, see the Robinson Rockets, we was USSSA, you know what I'm saying? So we don't play in the EYBL and all the YouTube pretty tournaments. We playing at you going to play against some real dogs who
Right.
trying to get to that level. So everybody really going at each other.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But when I played for the Rockets, like I said, we was so nice. I don't think it was our older team probably went like 50-0 that summer or something, right? My
Yeah,
first
it was
summer
crazy.
playing with y'all.
Yeah,
And
the
then
older team was something. Yeah.
yeah, and then like so when I first came to North Carolina, I was probably like 6'2", and then I went to 6'4" when I was that freshman year, and then you was like, I still want you to play point guard, and I'm like, all right, because you know at Fairmont they didn't want me dribbling at all, but I always had handle.
Right.
So you like, all right, you start. Then I was playing point guard for the Robinson Rockets a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just working on my ball handling, really
Yep.
playing against point guards, like really guarding point guards. And you
Yep.
made me do that. Like you made me do that because you was like, you gotta be able to play both sides of the game because you're capable of it.
That's right. And that was one reason that I knew you had to leave Fairmont is because 6'4", they want you to play big man. And I knew, I'm like, hold up, I got him playing point guard in the summertime. Cuz. You know, so but
I remember I used to catch it and coaches would be like, no. I used to be like, bro, I'm a point guard. Like in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm a point. I don't know what you talking about. I'm a point guard. But I remember you used to be in the stands like, oh hell, we getting out of here. We getting out of here. He ain't let my son dribble. We getting out of here.
Yeah, no. And then you went on, and then I met Tweezy and T Squire. You went on with the Squires Richmond. Now, kids don't know the struggle. Just tell them a little bit of the struggle that you went through to become who you are.
You know, with Tweezy and them, like Squires was a big name back then. You know what I'm saying? So I went from playing USSSA, which is not like a known level, to playing with the Squires, who's a big team. They played in all the big tournaments, but all that shit wasn't sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have Tweezy come pick me up from your house in North Carolina, which is like 4.5 hours away, mind you.
Yeah.
He come in with a car that we had to get out to push to start that joint. First time he came pick you up, what do you do? All we need is a little push and it'll start up.
Yeah.
I remember one time that joint stopped in traffic, man. I don't know if James Ford here, but James Ford, we both got out and had to push it during traffic to the gas station, put about $2 in just so we get to our destination. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people don't know nothing about that. We was riding in the 10 passenger van, 20 of us sleeping on the bags. You know what I'm saying? 3 to a hotel room.
Right.
Like, they don't know none of that. Like,
right. Yeah. That was a real struggle. But then from the Squires, you ended up in a phenomenal team in D1 Sports. What was that like?
So, I feel like Squires at the time was like, they was leveling out because they wasn't having as much players. But then I met Deuce at a Pangos camp because, like I said, I was starting to build my name and I was flying. So Deuce seen me and he was like, damn, bro, like, you going to be filthy. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, they kind of recruited me to go to D1. At first, it was kind of ID, and then I did it. And that's when everything started happening because we had so many, like JT Terrell, of course, Bishop Daniels, Deuce, of course, who's a YouTube sensation. We was coming up behind John. Other dudes like Ryan Kelly who played for D1 Sports. It's so many dudes that came through that program. Marshall Moses, Eric Wallace. You know what I'm saying? From those times. And it was just like a thing that we was building. And then the YouTube, that's when I feel like the YouTube was like first starting to pop.
Right.
So then all the little kids, I didn't know we was that. I just thought like, yo, I'm out here to cook. Like, that's fun. The cameras is fun because, you know what I'm saying, they witnesses this, but I'm out here to cook. You know what I'm saying? So when I started knowing people was following it, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because, y'all really started that whole video mixtape, video diaries with Dime Magazine, ESPN.
Yeah, Dime, Slam. Yeah, Slam, because I don't know why. Slam be trying to put the little crossover up all the time, man. And I'm like, yo, I'm y'all diarist, bro. Like, I'm y'all #1 player, bro. How y'all try to do y'all boy like that?
Right. Now, I deal with a lot of high majors and a lot of kids that want to be high majors. Now, you were a high major. Just give them a short list of some of the schools that were recruiting you.
You know, me and you've been to Duke about 10 times. You love Duke. We used to go to practices. We go meet with Coach K all the time.
Yeah.
Only school I think that I didn't have an offer from was North Carolina, and that was because of some type of issue with Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it was, I think my last 5 was Duke, Louisville, Oklahoma. Oh, it was Oklahoma because Jeff Capel was my USA coach.
That's right. Yep.
So me and him built like a great relationship. Louisville, which I love. I love Louisville. That's probably where I would have went had I not went to Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my top 4. But I went to my visit in Kentucky. Like, I've been there 10 times. Louisville was my official visit. So was Baylor. And the reason I chose Baylor, man, is I felt like, first of all, it was a Christian school. At the time, I was a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So that was very important for me, for my grandma, my mom, my sister, my other grandma on my other side. And then Coach Drew, really. And then I felt like, all these schools, they already got players. You feel me? Like, they already got that big name. Like, I went to a school and made my school pop. Like, I went to a school and, like, made people want to come to my school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mind you, I was following between Tootie, Epe, seeing those guys there, but seeing those guys there and seeing us there made other guys want to come. So we started a pipeline, and now for years, now Baylor's a known.
Yeah, like y'all really started that,
Yeah, and Baylor is always going to be, I think, from this point on, you know what I'm saying, respect the school. And I feel like I had a part of that.
Yeah.
All these other schools already had guys and already had everybody. So
yeah,
I was the only person at Baylor to get freshman in the year. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, okay. And Lace Davis done and Stargell really was starting to get that traction and then when y'all came in, and then y'all had the team with Harry and AC, and that was a loaded squad.
Super loaded. I think out of that, what we had 12. I think 8 out of 12 got drafted. So
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
And you know what?
We had
now
Corey Jefferson coming off the bench, and he got drafted the next year.
Yeah, no, y'all were tough now, but I remember when you was playing in the Elite Eight down in the Georgia Dome, and I remember seeing Kentucky come out of the locker room, and I was like, oh boy.
Nah, but like on the ESPN, that whole week, I don't watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I ever play basketball, but that time I watched for the first time, and they was like, oh, we the only people in the world, you know what I'm saying, that match up with Kentucky. We got the guy, like, so it was like neck and neck, and then came out and lost. But we ain't lose. We lost by 8, and they won the championship. It was a great game.
Yeah,
so I respect them. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it was great. In this Georgia Dome, I enjoyed it. I really
68,000.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. Now, doing your recruitment, and I talk to parents all the time about how to be knowledgeable, because the recruitment game can get ugly, right? It can be ugly, and you and I know that well. So, what would be some of the advice you would tell kids that are looking to get recruited on your level?
First of all, like, when you're making a decision, you got to make the decision that you want, because at the end of the day, like, ain't nobody ever going to be like, oh, I told you to go here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to blame it on, like, it's your decision. This is where you want to go. It's what you want to do. It's not what nobody else want to do, except for your mom. You know what I'm saying? She should have some say-so, but that shouldn't be the end being. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that kids should just, and then they should just, all these voices, everybody going to have a voice. Everybody going to have an opinion. Like, forget what other people talking about. It's about what you want at the end of the day and how you want to see yourself, like, when you're done playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to always be involved with this school? Because once you're there, that's the school that you know what I'm saying, involved with. That's your school. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
And you got to make the best decision for you, too. You can't go to a school because they've been having all these guys. You got to find a player that's similar to you. You got to study that school and see if it makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, good stuff. That's great advice. Another thing I want to talk about.
Hold on.
So, I think that's his dog. Is that the dog?
Yeah, that's my puppy, man.
Also, I know him a little well.
Yeah.
Little poodle dog or whatever.
Yeah, she cool, man. She cool.
Yeah, this dude got a poodle dog. He don't do pets.
Yeah. I'm tired of having big dogs. I always have big dogs.
But one of the other things I wanted to talk about was, when we're giving advice here, is that you went through a major injury setback in high school, and I remember you talking about how some of the people that used to call you all the time or what, blah blah blah, they kind of stepped back as if they didn't believe you were going to be as good as you were before. Could you give that advice on kind of like knowing who's in your corner and discerning who's not?
Yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, like, obviously, like, right now I'm going through a setback, but I'm getting out of it. And the same thing that happened to me, that happened in high school. The people that I was around, the guys that I was hanging with, like that. I wouldn't necessarily say they changed completely, but they definitely, you know what I'm saying, tweak things, don't act the same as they were before. But, like, the same thing that happened in high school, bro, I got better. Like, I worked. I didn't worry about, I knew it was going to come around eventually. I just didn't know when. You know what I'm saying? And it happened pretty quick. You just got to, like, really stay focused and really focus on yourself and stay away from all the extra BS, because it ain't worth it at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. Right. You got to be with some people who really care about you, man. You should be able to tell the difference. There's a lot of fakers out here.
It is, man. It is. We all have to learn how to deal with those. Now, I remember one of the first things we talked about when you came to North Carolina was what your dreams were. and of course, just like a lot of other kids, is getting in the NBA. So, how did it feel getting ready for the draft and hearing your name called and walking across that stage?
Yo, man, I was like, is this shit real? Like, nah, I gotta wait till it happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like,
Right.
it was just like I was floating. You know what I'm saying? Just like, is this real, bro? Like, I'm really finna go to, you know what I'm saying? Just watching. I don't know. You just seeing it on TV and just seeing these particular dudes you idolize and just knowing you finna play against these dudes, bro. It's just like it's like the most amazing feeling ever, bro. Like you couldn't understand it unless you actually did it. I think. But at the same time, when I was walking across the stage and I got picked that pick, I was hot. So I went to the hotel and I was just like, I'm in the gym tomorrow, bro. Like, fuck the partying, bro. I was so mad. Like, I was definitely appreciative. Like, don't get it twisted. But I was just disappointed that I feel like myself, I could have did better, you know? So I was like really angry. But I was definitely like, damn, bro, this is crazy. Then when I got there and being around the guys and just being in the league, it was fire.
Yeah. Now, when you first got drafted and you go into your first practices and everything, were you intimidated, nervous? How was it?
See, I was hyped. Like, all right, who I'm finna play the ones first? Who I'm about to show these buckets to first? I was excited. I was just like, bro, like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just going through the whole process and seeing the ins and outs because it's just way more than you think it is. Like you just see the practice. Nah, bro, it's like so many tedious things. Just even with your body upkeep, like just gaining knowledge in the game. It's just so many different things. It's like all day, everyday thing. It's not you think it's like that day, but like it drags on into your life. For me too.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Now, who was the first person that in the league that you were so impressed or in awe with, like, oh my God, that's like so and so?
Like when I played against him, KD.
KD.
I was like, cause like, so my first year I didn't play much because we had dudes that was signed for 40 mil on the second round. Like my second year I played a lot, and my first like legitimate start was against KD. And that was the time he was going again. He was getting like 40, 54, 45. So I'm sitting there like, damn, bro. And the first start, I'm finna get barber fried. It was on ESPN and everything. So I'm like, damn. But you know what I'm saying? Just guarding him, you gotta, like, there's no breaks, bro. Like, you gotta go. You can't, there's no breaks ever.
How many sports?
That's why me being, I was like, damn, bro. Like, to be that type of person and player, like, it's amazing.
Yeah. How many scored you for?
25.
25.
It was a tough 25. Yeah, I held my own, though. I had like 15.
Okay, all right. That's
I had like 15. I did something. But still, KD, bro. Like, it's KD.
Right. Now, kids look at TV and think the NBA is slower than what it is, and they don't realize how good those guys are. Could you give them an idea of how good those guys are, man?
Bro, everybody on the roster, for the most part, got something they do nicely. Like, whether it's rebounding, whether it's defense, like everybody on the roster has something that they special at. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, a lot of guys, like myself, I feel like I ain't played as much as I feel like I should, but like I'm at the bench and I feel like I give like 95% of people buckets. So it's like, just think about you got other guys like that too. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
So it's like it's crazy, bro. Everybody in there is there for a reason, literally.
Right. Like people don't realize the last guy on the bench could give you 40. You know what I mean?
No cap, bro. You be thinking that all right. They get. I'm telling you, bro. I see it. Like, think it's sweet. So they get the going.
Right. So the practices. What are the practices like?
Oh, depends. Like in Denver, we run a lot, and we also had George Carl, who more old school. You know what I'm saying? So our training camps was hard, but our practices was hour 30, hour 40. But my practices was different from like everybody else's practices. So my practice was an hour before. Me, Jordan Hamilton, Evan Fournier, Anthony Randolph. We was in there hour before and an hour after. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the vets. So like when you're younger and you're like newcoming player, you got to do a little bit extra, especially if you're not playing.
Really?
Like we would
Now
play
is that
ones every single day. We would play twos every single day. You know what I'm saying?
so? So is that self-encouraged, or they pretty much tell you need to go out there?
Both. Like we got schedules. Like even if we ain't playing the day of the game, everybody got their set time, like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't playing, you got to come way before everybody else because you got to get out their way. You know what I'm saying? Because they prepared, dog. Like you know what I'm saying? You prepared, but you ain't getting ready for the game, bro. It's a different type of like, you know.
Right. Now, did they make y'all? I've seen some people where they have to carry the vets bags and stuff like that. You ever been through any of that?
Yeah, like, yo, but the thing about my homies, like who my homies now, but they was my vets at the time, like Iguodala, like or JaVale, they tell me like it'd be 3 in the morning, nigga hit me like he'll hit me like, bro, can you go to the store for me, give me some stuff? You know what I'm talking about? Like go give me some condoms. About 3 in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I got you, bro. I'll go grab it for them. They'd be like, here, bro, give me 500 or give me their per diem. Bam. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, I'm new. I'm about to go pick me up some kicks with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was getting a lot of money doing stuff like that. But yes, definitely. And I had to wear the Care Bear book bag my second year.
You had to wear what?
The Care Bear book bag, and I got $1,000 fine if I ain't have it.
Care Bear?
Care Bear. With the big ass ear, with the big ass bunny ears too.
What?
Yeah, bro. and I had to wear every team event, everything. And I don't wear it's $1,000. But you know I ain't paying no $1,000 for no reason, bro.
Right. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Did you have a serious like vet that you went to for advice or you could talk to?
I actually had a lot of like Wilson.
I remember. I thought one time you told me, was it Karan Butler was one?
Oh yeah, see, Karan Butler is my OG, but that's when I was with the Kings. That was later on. But you know, Karan, yo, you know what's crazy? He used to have me carry like $1 million in a bag, and I used to be like, bro, what you doing with this? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how much, you know what I'm saying? That's how much he trusted me, like as a person. You know what I'm saying? But Wilson Chandler, like, bro, that was my dude. Like, Wilson put me on the fashion game. He should take me, when we go to the city, he'd take me to Revive or some, you know what I'm saying? Stuff I never heard of, but that was that stuff. And I found on later on without even knowing. But he had showed me that way, you know what I'm saying? So Wilson Chandler, Ty was my dude, you know what I'm saying? Ty just a good dude. Iguodala, which is crazy. That nigga bought me. But, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, bro, he really liked me, and I really liked him too. You know what I'm saying? But then he got traded, so we never got to continue that relationship. But me and him was super close for a long time.
Iguodala looked like he'd be a good dude, man. Just
bro, he was the only he was the dude telling me like right from wrong specifically, like telling me like no, like yes, no, like you know what I'm saying, like
right.
Yeah.
No, I could see that in him. I could see that.
Now, and Nate Robinson. Who, like, to this day, he like one of my favorite people. He just kept it so real with me, bro. And then he made sure that I go, like, if you feel like I wasn't going hard, he'd tell me, like, bro, you're not, like, wake up, bro. You're not doing enough.
Right. No, okay. Now you went on after some injuries. You know, you had some up and down in the league. You end up playing overseas. What was it like playing overseas?
Very different from playing in the league, for sure. I got 4 years of service in the league and then 3 years really in Europe. And it's just a completely, this might sound like some spoiled stuff, but it makes a difference. Like, we'll have practice and they'll come in and we won't have, like, our uniforms to be kind of wet. Or we got to carry our shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds very,
out of the washing machine wet?
Bro, I don't know. You just got to go with the flow because you can't really complain over there because they quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, in Europe, it's even more cutthroat. Like, yo, you lose 3 games in a row for a month or, like, 3 EuroLeague games, you start hearing little rumors and little chatter. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, Europe is real cutthroat and they discipline is way different. It's like being paid if you're going to college for me. Like, when I was playing for Red Star, we had to wear the same hoodie, pants, undershirt, book bag, same shoes to the air, everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then sleeping in college, you sharing a room over there. So it was just like, it's like college.
Right. Okay.
But paid.
Right. No, that's good information to know. I don't think a lot of people knew that. And obviously, Red Star loves you because they're all in the comments. Come back to play for Red Star. Like, I've seen that probably 50 times already just doing this.
Hey, they're my peoples, bro. Like, I'm Serbian. I feel like I'm Serbian. That's how they make me. Even when I was there, like, the whole city just, like, embraced me. You know what I'm saying? And then the coaching and culture, everybody just, like, embraced me. It was super easy to, like, go from being in the league to going to Red Star. I don't know if it would have been like that anywhere else. My teammates was, like, the best ever.
Good stuff. So, Chris, now, what's your status now? What's your plan?
I was just playing in Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to Japan, maybe get in China. So I done played half of 2018 and then 2019. So I'm just trying to like get my feet back wet. You know what I'm saying? To get back right. But I'll be in the gym every day. But I'm not the guy that posts all the videos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the guy that I want you to see these buckets. Like, not the. I don't know.
Right.
With Lace talk about like college.
Right.
Yeah, bro. So, but I guess that's the thing to do. So I guess I'm gonna start doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, people don't know that you also think you're a model, whatever. But
I swear. Hey, my grandma said I look good. I'm calling my grandma live, man. On me.
This is my lady died. But you've done other things like clothing and fashion. Why don't you tell them a little bit about that? I know a little bit, but why don't you tell them?
Yeah, I have my own clothing brand called Lord Studios. Me and my partner Matt. It's just something I've been doing since I think 2012. Just like making clothes and like making designs, and I'm actually trying to come out with another brand right now. Yeah, but I'm really into fashion. Like, I done walked in Fashion Week, I think one time. Like, I want to do it more, but I haven't, like, I want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just been chilling.
Yeah, good stuff. Pretty boy. So if there's anything that the Quincy of right now could tell Quincy of his early days, his young days, what advice would you give yourself?
Ignore the outside sources and just keep your foot on the gas. Like, I think I just tell myself, because sometimes I feel like even in Europe, like I fry first half, and I know I know he can guard me. So in my head, I kind of like clock out. I would tell myself to always keep my foot on the gas. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation is. If he dead, kill him more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That should also always be my approach on the court. So, like, now I'm old enough, so I'm already here.
Right. Got it. Now, before I let you go, everybody knows we end with some good stuff, maybe some trivia or something of that nature. So we're going to end it on this right here. We got a little something for you. We got a little something for you right here. It's called What Comes to Mind. So I'm going to show you a picture, and I want you to tell me what comes to your mind, what memories you have, what was going on, you know, and we're going to take a little nostalgic trip as well. So here we go. Remember that.
Yeah, that was my first like big article. I think my mom sent me a picture. Is that from North Chicago, right?
Yeah, no, that's from Robinson County.
Oh yeah, when I seen that, I was like, "Yup, Y'all ain't want to let me dribble and stuff." Now, I've been telling y'all I could dribble this whole time.
That's funny.
If you just kept me here, I could have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? At the crib.
Nah, I get it.
But I was like, damn, this is my first, like, realistically, though, I was like, this is my first big article. Like, wow. Yeah. I looked at it like, damn, bro, I'm in a newspaper. Like, what? That's icy. I need some more of that.
Yeah. Here we go. Robinson Rockets. This moment. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think I was just coming, like, I came off injury early. I think I played in your All-Star game.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think Jaren was there and somebody was talking stuff. Like, oh, you cut it out, bro. Punch that mom.
Right. Here we go. What comes to mind?
That's my boy, man. They be putting all these duos up, man, and they don't never put your boy in. We one of the iciest duos. I be seeing like Ballers Live Group mixtape put up the like, oh, this like who's one of the best duos? Y'all forgot about us. I'm about to start saying it.
Right. I see Isaiah chiming in down there.
That's my boy. Hey, Isaiah, this my right hand. This is Z. He my left hand. That's my boy.
All right, here we go. What comes to mind?
I love them dudes, bro. Like, that was an emotional line. Like, P. Jones, like, great guy. QH, great guy. And Coach Drew, to this day, you know, he take care of my school. So I can go back to school. So Coach Drew, I can call Coach Drew right now and he'll pick up. And I've always been able to do that since I left school.
That's good stuff. All right, here we go. What we got next?
Hey, hey, I don't know how that happened, but I punched on him. I think he kind of lifted me a little. Hey, that's my boy Bo Wright. Bo Wright, shout out to Ryan Bo Wright. My boy went on to UConn, but me and Bo Wright been knowing each other since. That's like from 2009.
Yeah.
Like, I've been knowing him for so long, but that's a throwback for real. That's funny.
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, and look, Evan Daniels in the back, like, oh.
That's old. Look at that.
Hey,
Look
that's the first time me and Isaiah met too.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not the first time, but like that's when we first got close, and that was like in 2009. Me and him been friends like ever since.
Okay. All right. Here we go. What comes to mind?
Wedding, man. Your boy looked fresh. I was just telling one of my friends that about your wedding. Yo, that was the first one I ever went to. Congratulations, still. You still going strong. Oh,
Yeah,
hey, you a real man. Yo, you holding it down. You holding it down.
Yo, I started to pull out the pictures of you dancing. That's what I started.
We're gonna keep them on the low ski.
Because you know I got them. Don't
we're gonna keep them on the low ski.
All right, here we go.
First start. That's when I was just telling you about. We had like 25, but yeah, I was just like, I gotta stop right here. You did the bump, turn around, fade. I already knew it was coming. I studied that. I knew that move was coming. I didn't know all the other shit was coming, but I knew that was coming. So,
you already knew what he was about to do.
Yeah, I knew he wanted to bucket me bad because I don't know if he rocked me like that. He wanted to bucket me like.
Well, it probably was because most of your high school and everybody was saying you was like the next KD. You know what I mean?
He probably like, all right, I'm gonna show you, boy. Right. He like that though. He like that. He the man. Right. He's the greatest scorer all the time, for sure.
We got 3 more. Here we go.
That was an attorney, boy. Yeah, that was lit because they came. You know they came out 20. It was 20-0.
Really? Oh yeah, I remember.
Smoking us. Then we came out going crazy, and this was like in the midst of us going crazy. After that, it was over.
That spin move though.
Oh, the spin move. Listen, that was the move you taught me that I still do to this day that I would never ever forget. It's like my game. Like spin move. I could go both ways now too, so I could as he go left with. It's just something that you put in me that we used to work on every single. I remember you used to have me trying to spin from the 3-point line just to like work on getting that like length in between.
Yeah. No, and I used to tell you, if you get to this spot and you turn, you at the basket.
You at the basket. Just try to dunk. Just try. If you miss it, everybody know you tried. I remember you used to always say that.
Yeah, no question. All right, 2 more. Here we go.
Man, y'all came. What was that? We was in Charlotte. Y'all came to my game against the Hornets.
Yep, we was in Charlotte. Yep.
Yeah, man. I definitely those two of the man figures in my life that helped me grow and be what I am today. Like I feel like I'm a strong individual because of y'all too. And my uncle Jay Stone, of course.
Yeah, my dude Jay Stone. Yeah. No, I remember that day, man. And Pitts was so proud. You know what I mean? So proud. That's my guy.
Pitts was gold up. You know how Pitts he be smiling. Well, I was like, okay, my coach happy for you, boy.
Yeah. All right, last one. Here we go. What comes to mind when you see that right there?
Bro, what was my mama thinking? bruh. What was my mama thinking? Look at the shirt. Like, look at the earring. She bogus. Look at my edgy, bro. Look at the edge up. It's terrible. Yo, Uncle Lamont, that look crazy, bro.
Oh, yo, you got the biggest head. I used to tell you as a child, you got the biggest head, son.
Yeah, my auntie, y'all used to get on with my big head chicken legs.
Right.
Yo, man, take that pic down, man.
Hey, that is a legendary pic right there.
That pic is ugly. Hey, look at my teeth, bro. I'm so glad my teeth grew to be decent, bro. Ew, take that down. Oh, come on, man.
No, look, we're inspiring ugly kids all over the world.
Yo, come on, dog.
They can one day be just like you. It's okay. It might work out.
They bogus, bro. My mom bogus.
Oh, my man, Q. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I love you. I miss you. I always want to talk to you. So whenever you're free, you know how we do. We get on the phone and we talk for hours. Anything you need, ain't nothing changed. You know how it go.
Yep. I will.
Right?
Thank you. I appreciate you, Uncle, and I appreciate everything you did for me and everybody you're doing everything for. Like, you definitely influenced a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? You definitely helped a lot of us, especially me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, man. Love you. Talk to you later, brother.
Love you too, Uncle.
There you have it, Mr. Quincy Miller. I appreciate you all.